Raw Truth Stories of Female Infidelity may contain explicit and questionable content. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual podcaster Rebecca Adams and are not based on the advice of a licensed therapist, psychologist, or psychiatrist. Listener discretion is strongly advised. Human lives follow many paths, presenting twists and turns and choices never planned, never expected. Temptation, anger, depression, and loneliness all can lead a person to a mistake they can't take back. Facing judgment and isolation, a person can feel very alone. These are the voices of women who have chosen to cheat on their spouses or partners. Hear their stories. This is Raw Truth. Stories of Female Infidelity. Hello everybody, this is Rebecca. And as you know, I am currently on a winter break. But while I'm away, I wanted to be able to help others in the podcast industry and share their show with my listeners. So please take a listen, and if you are interested in subscribing to their show, please check the episode notes. All the details will be there for you to go ahead and subscribe to them. If you just came across the podcast Raw Truth Stories of Female Infidelity and you would like to listen to those stories, all you have to do is back up on the episode list to prior to December of 2021. The podcast will return on Sunday, February 6th or Friday, February 4th if you're a Patreon subscriber. And if you are interested in bonus episodes and are interested in subscribing as a Patreon, details on how to proceed will be at the end of this episode. And thank you for being here.
Hey, are you interested in starting a podcast? Want to be able to record, edit, and post for free? Well, I suggest you try out the Anchor.fm app. Anchor is a free app that provides you with all of your podcasting needs. The creators of Anchor.fm also does the grunt work of getting your podcast distributed across several popular platforms, such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can start making money off of your podcast with no minimum listenership required. So be sure to download the Anchor app today and start your journey as a powerful podcaster. Hey y'all, what's going on? Welcome back to GeGe Said. I'm your host, GeGe Neal. Y'all already know what it is. We are halfway through the year, y'all. So pat yourself on the back. Round of applause. Congratulations. You have made it halfway through the year. What this what they call it? Like the first half? Do they do it in quarters or anyway, the first half almost done. We about to be taking off into the second half. Anyway. Yeah. Oh, shit. Excuse me, I'm trying to get over this like little self-induced cold, me sleeping with the fan on right in my face, because it's just too hot to do anything less. I did it to myself. Y'all already know, I already explained this, but I'm feeling a whole lot better. I'm doing better. I'm sounding better. And I'm ready to get back to business. I just kind of wanted to just talk. Y'all know how I do. Just talk, get some things off my mind, things that I've been kind of pondering. And lately, I've been thinking about, like, what are some of the lessons that I've learned really throughout my life, but especially over the last, 10 years. It's been different things that I could take away from experiences that I've had. And I didn't really start thinking about that until now. Over all these years, what have I learned? What are some of the things that I've learned? I'm learning, still learning, to be patient with myself. I have little patience with a lot of things, but I show a lot of patience with everybody else and everything else. Like, oh yeah, I can wait. I can wait. But when it comes to me and things that I want to do, like as far as my career, I had to learn that no matter how much hard work you put in, the results are not going to come when you want them to. They're going to come when they're supposed to. You feel me? So you have to learn how to have patience with yourself. The same way you want other people to have patience with you, the same way that you're able to have patience with other people, you need to learn how to have that with yourself. Quit beating yourself up about every little thing that may go wrong or everything that you forget to do. I beat myself up a lot about me being lazy and me procrastinating. Whether people believe it or not, I do beat myself up about that, because being lazy and procrastinating all the time is actually a really hard habit to break. And I'm coming out, girl. I'm coming out. I'm seeing the light. I'm coming on up out of there. So, I love that for me. Thank you. I've also learned that you need to trust that people will do exactly they will do exactly what's in their best interest, what's in their best interest, not always yours. So that applies to everything and everybody. People will do things that, let me give an example. What is an example of somebody doing what's best for them and not you? And the reason why I say this is because sometimes you'll be in situations where you think, oh, this person is not going to do this because, that's my road dog. That's, that's my friend, or that's my family. That's whoever. That's my lover, my secretary, And then they do something that's very self-serving, and you're kind of shocked behind it because you weren't expecting for that person to do anything that was self-serving, because you wouldn't do that to them. But you have to always remember that people are going to do what's best for them and not what's always best for you. So I think that was a good enough example. Maybe a good enough example. Or I can give you like a messy example. Like, say if you had a close friend and you had like a frenemy that y'all talked to, that they hung out with on occasion, and they come back to you saying, oh, child, they was saying this and this and this about you. But the part that they're omitting is the shit that they were saying about you. But they're only telling you one side of the conversation. That is in their best interest to omit the things that they said about you, because they don't want to make you upset and mad with them. Great example. Let me pat myself on the back again. A huge thing that I've learned, everything that I'm going to mention today is huge to me. So if you hear me saying it 1,000 times, mind your business. I have to stop letting everybody's point of view determine how I feel about me. When I was younger, I was one of those girls that didn't want to get certain hairstyles or didn't want to wear certain clothes, even if I really liked them, because I didn't want people making negative comments to me or making little jokes. You know how people like making little jokes, trying to be funny, and it's really kind of offensive. Like, I literally was concerned about that more than I was about the fact that I like this hairstyle or I like this outfit. And I don't know where. I think because I come from just a circle of a lot of opinionated people, I had to really teach myself how to not give a shit about what other people said, because at the end of the day, if you ain't the one purchasing this stuff and you ain't the one wearing this stuff, who gives a fuck what you think? In all honesty, like, who really cares? I don't, and I shouldn't. Period. I'm also learning that being positive doesn't mean being blind to bullshit. Being a positive person, being inspirational, that doesn't mean that you're going to be happy all the damn time. That doesn't mean that you're never going to go through things. It just means that you're learning how to have a different outlook on the way the world works. You're taking a different perspective, a different approach. Instead of being pessimistic all the time, you're trying to find the silver lining in everything, even in the harshest of times. And that's important. That's important to know that even in the hardest of times, if you just stay in there, you stick with it, you will find a way through. Trust and believe. When there's a will, there is a damn way. Trust and believe. When there's a will, there's a way. This episode is definitely gonna be, I want to say it's gonna be a little inspirational, simply because I'm sharing things that I've learned, and I'm hoping that these are things that, even if people have thought about it, but they didn't really, you know what I'm saying? They ain't really had nobody to go in depth like that. So I'm hoping that this inspires you, or at least, let you know that you're not alone and that we're all trying to figure this shit out. Okay? Something else I learned. Never dim your light because other people are afraid to see you shine. Let me repeat that again for the people in the back. Never, and I do mean never, ever, dim your light because others are afraid to see you shine. Their fear is not your concern. Period. Whatever you have going on for you, whatever your talent is, your personality, like I always say, if you're not hurting yourself or nobody else, why should they give a fuck? Don't dim your light. Don't dumb yourself down. I remember I had a conversation with this guy back in high school because we were talking about something, and he really just hit me with like some knowledge. Like he'd be doing research on, different stuff, especially when it came to weed and stuff like that. And he told me something that I didn't know. And I was like, how come you don't, kind of show this side of you all the time? Because he was really, really smart. And he was like, well, I kind of just dumb myself down for the people that I hang around, because a lot of them are, they don't read like I do and stuff like that. So they don't always understand what I'm talking about. So I dumb myself down. And I remember I told him, if you have to dumb yourself down for the people that you hang around, then you don't need to be hanging around those people. Anybody that makes you feel like you got to dim your light, you got to, make yourself seem dumber than what you are. Like, why not? Even if your homeboys don't know certain things that you do, you could put them onto that knowledge. You can educate them on certain things. Y'all be sitting around talking about bullshit anyway. Why not sit around and talk about something that's going to help benefit them? Or just said, I'm like, hey, I read this book and this is what it was about, and I feel like it was helpful. I'm not telling you to read it, but I'm going to give you, some of the nuggets that I got from the book and pass them on to you, and hopefully you take them and do with them what you will. But never, don't have people surrounding you that makes you feel like you have to dumb yourself down. No, sir. If you can't truly be yourself, if you can't even simply say to your homeboys that you read a damn book without them looking at you crazy, like, oh, this nigga over here reading. This nigga reading. Like, yes, nigga, it's not the 30s. Niggas read. Like, are you serious? Yes, we read. This is what our ancestors fought for us to be able to read. You need to read the same way you read them Newport packs, the same way you read the cigar packs, the same way you read them nasty ass text messages from all them girls. Read. Okay? I'm about to hit myself with the whammy now. This is one thing that I'm still learning, and I'm still trying to do and preach and practice to this day. Well, actually, I just really started, like, it really just started seeping in, because when I tell y'all, I really just started believing in myself maybe like a year or so ago. Like, I'm talking about truly believing in myself, knowing that no matter what I go through, I'm gonna make it. I don't care what nobody else say. Investing in yourself. Invest in yourself because you're worth it. You have to believe that whatever it is you are trying to achieve, you are worth it. You're worth it. You're worth that time that you about to put in for it. You're worth that money that you're spending for it. You're worth all of that. You're worth the headaches. You're worth all of that. Never make nobody make you feel like, putting money towards a dream or quitting this job. Or let's just say you done saved up enough money to where you could quit your job and, you about to do your own thing. You about to start this business, or it was a side business for a while, but now you're making enough money to make it your main business. Don't let anything make you feel like, oh, that's a dumb move because these jobs are security. First of all, nothing is secure. Absolutely nothing. You can lose your job. You can get fired. You can get laid off. Anything can happen. So always bet on yourself. J. Cole said it best. If I'm betting on myself, then I completely double down. Period. I felt that on my fucking soul. He came out with that album at the perfect time. Because I promise you that 95 South hits the same and different almost every time I listen to it, because it's like I truly believe that in myself. Like, I will put my last dollar on me, because at the end of the day, I'm worth it, and I know that I have the ability to straight magnify anything that I lay my hands on. Anything. Period. What else do I have? And misery. Let me just go ahead and talk to you a little bit about misery. Misery should never keep you company. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Let me repeat that again for the people sitting in the middle, the front, the back, and on the sides. Misery should never keep you company. It should never keep you company. Because who the fuck wants to be miserable, and who wants misery around them? You have things around you that are making you miserable. Find a way. And even if you're in a situation where, let's just say you're in a toxic environment at home, but you can't necessarily leave. Try to find ways to make things less miserable. If you have a time where you could just be by yourself and like listen to your music or write or do whatever. Find a way to escape. Find a happy place, a happy medium, start a hobby, do something that will keep you out of that dark space, and keep you away from those people that want to be miserable. There are some people out here that like, I don't care what you come at these people with as far as happiness. They will find the negative in everything. Oh, well, I ain't gonna get too happy because that ain't gonna last long. That's because you don't want it to last long. You want to be miserable. You want to complain. Trust me, I know a lot of people that's like that. They love complaining. They like being miserable. They like having shit that they can fuss about and talk about all day and all night. That shit is not, like, I don't even like the way it feels to be upset, which is why I have to separate myself when I do get upset with people. Because it's like, I don't even like the way it feels. I like being happy. I either like being happy or just kind of like, just cool, just monotone. Like, I'm not happy, I'm not sad. I'm just kind of, you know what I'm saying? I'm just coasting. I'm just cool. Just mellow. I'm either mellow or I like to be, happy and just smiling and joyful. Like, who the fuck wants to be miserable? Like that. Then you get stressed out. You get negative stuff from being, excuse me. Oh, hold on. Oh, I'm going to be right back. Brush is an electric toothbrush that will change the way you think about brushing your teeth. With powerful sonic technology and ultra gentle bristles, the Brush redefines what it means to have super clean teeth. It's like that feeling you get when you just left the dentist. A fresh, whole mouth clean every single day. Our listeners gets 15% off their total purchase with the code POD15. Follow the link in the show notes and enter the code POD15 to get your exclusive discount and upgrade your oral care routine. Now back to the show. My bad, y'all. I had to dip out real quick, but I'm back. I'm all right. I'm at least all right for right now. goodness. Had a cough attack just now. So anyway, long story short, misery loves company. You don't want to be that company that misery loves to keep. I gotta start putting these shits on t-shirts. You don't want to be that company that misery loves to keep, period. Juneteenth is coming up in about 2 weeks, y'all. What y'all doing for Juneteenth? Like, who having a cookout? Who having a party? What y'all doing? We back outside. What's going on? What y'all doing? I don't know what I'm doing. It's actually on a Saturday. So, I feel like we should do something. I don't give a damn. Grilling out. I don't know. I'm just going to get toe up. Get toe up for the ancestor. Pour some out. And then drink the rest. Period. I finally got to watch Judas and the Black Messiah, girl. I finally got to watch it. Girl. And to be honest, I really hadn't heard of Fred Hampton prior to the movie coming out. I didn't know about the Eyes on the Prize documentary. The Eyes on the Prize 2 documentary, I think, is the one that talks about Fred Hampton. And I hate that stuff like that keeps happening to our people. And it happens so much, especially back then. It's just crazy as hell. If y'all want me to do like a review, I could do like a that could be my Juneteenth review. Girl, I just got an idea. I just got an idea. And I think I'm gonna go through with this one. I know I've been coming up with little ideas here and there for my podcast, but I'm gonna keep up with this one, okay? I'm gonna put it in the calendar. I'm gonna make it official. We gonna get Judas and the Black Messiah review, and I'm probably gonna drop it on Juneteenth. I'm saying this and recording it so that I can hold myself accountable. That's it. I just want to hold myself accountable and do my own thing. I'm excited about everything that's to come. If y'all know anybody that want to do like a little collab or whatever, the only thing that scares me about like collabing with other podcasters is, I guess, the networking part, because I'm not the best with networking. That was something that I knew I would struggle with in being a business major when I was in college, because I know that that's a big part of business, like networking, cultivating relationships with people and maintaining those relationships. See, it's one thing to start and build a relationship, but to maintain those relationships, that part is really hard for me, because I actually have a hard time cultivating and maintaining relationships in my personal life, and I don't want it to trickle down into my business life. So I would avoid it at all costs. But when we was in school, we had to do like certain networking events and stuff like that as a part of our grade for certain classes. So I would have to go, but I would always go. I would make like a friend in the class, and then me and that person would go together, and it would end up being a pretty good time. But I was thinking, like, what if it's a time where I have to go by myself, and it's on me? You know, I got to be my own security blanket. I got to, you know what I'm saying, put my best foot forward and put myself out there by myself. I feel like I'm kind of doing that now with this podcast, because I'm doing everything by myself. So it's kind of the same thing, but doing it online, it's just so much easier, and it's it takes some of the edge off for me, because I don't have to see people and tell people about it face to face. I can tell them about it online. Perfect, girl. Like, yes. So, girl, I hope y'all having a great week. I know it's just the beginning. It's still, you know what I'm saying? It's still early, you know, a little too early but just claim that you're going to have a good week. That's it. And that's all. claim you're going to have a good week. Know you're going to have a good week. Whatever goes wrong this week, chalk it up to the game. Don't worry about it. And, yeah, just love on yourself and love on the people who love on you. Go where you celebrate it. Don't worry about all the extra bullshit. Just don't. Okay? Now, what else? Oh, I got these cute little quotes in my ooh, I got one for June. Oh, and this for this week. All right, so quote for this week is from Eckhart Tolle. Girl, I can't pronounce this shit. Y'all know I'm country. It says, the power for creating a better future is contained in the present moment. You create a good future by creating a good present. If that ain't a word. You create a good future by creating a good present. So make today the best that you could possibly make it so that tomorrow can be even better. So I'm going to go ahead and leave y'all with that. We're going to go ahead and skip on to this outro. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see y'all on Friday. I love y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see y'all next time. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. Be sure to share this podcast with everybody you know. Tell a friend to tell a friend, girl. If you want to interact with me personally, follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter at GeGe_Neal. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is also GeGe Neal. And also, if you want to support this podcast so that we can continue to expand our horizons, sis, you can donate as little as 99 cents a month. The link will be in the description of whatever platform you're hearing this podcast on. I love and appreciate all of the support that you guys have been giving thus far. Until next time, love, peace, and chicken grease. Mwah.
You have been listening to Raw Truth Stories of Female Infidelity. Your support of the podcast is truly appreciated. Be sure to visit my website at rawtruthstoriesoffemaleinfidelity.com to access story guides, subscribe to Patreon for bonus episode of the men's side of female infidelity, and to vote for this podcast to be in the Hot 50 Countdown for Podcast Magazine. To submit your story for the show, share feedback, or if you have a Let's Ponder suggestion, please email it to rebecca.rawtruth@gmail.com or send by snail mail to Rebecca Adams, P.O. Box 821064, Vancouver, Washington 98682. Every story is always anonymous. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, please rate and review the show. Raw Truth Stories of Female Infidelity is produced and edited by Rebecca Adams. You can follow the show on Facebook at Raw Truth Stories of Female Infidelity, on Instagram at Podcast Raw Truth, and on Twitter at Raw Female. Thank you again, and be kind to one another. Be kind to yourself, and always remember, no judgment. Goodbye.